landscape or not. I don't know why I keep losing my thumbnail. I can't figure that out. The thumbnail keeps going off. Welcome in, everyone. So glad to see you all. So glad to see you all. Um, it's amazing that it keeps doing that. Hey, Ola Joe, thank you for coming. And I don't know why. Why is it that maybe Ola Joe, you can tell me why is it that my thumbnail does not show? Like if you go to my main channel right now, my thumbnail is not showing. But when I go into studio, hey, be okay. It's still there. I'm going to see if I can add it again and see what happens this time. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I must be doing something. Save it and see if it's there. Okay, hey MDL, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. My computer looks like it's trying to freeze on me. I have no clue why. I'm not going to worry about it. And it's still there. Okay, let's see here. Yay. Hey, Danya, how are you? Hello, Laura. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all so much for coming in. Yes, I have a story to tell that was recently told to me, and I was just dumbfounded by it. I'm like, okay, I really needed to let you all know um, the information that I just found out. It's just mind boggling. Hey, sneakers, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me see here. Why is this doing that? Okay, let me go over here right quick. There we go. Yes, let me see, let me see. Hey, Jackie, greetings from Maryland. Okay, so we have Maryland in the house too. Welcome in, welcome in. So glad that you could be here. Absolutely. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure everything is set up over here right because it doesn't look like it is on my end. But that's okay. That's okay. Yep, there we go. There it is. Why it keeps changing back, I have no clue. There we go. Okay. So the other day, I'm going to just get right into it because I don't want to keep you all here very long. I want you all to get back to whatever you guys are doing. Yes, from Louisiana. Awesome. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes. Okay. So, hey Heidi, how are you from Washington State? Hey Wanda, welcome in, welcome in. I'm gonna let a few more people come in so they won't be asking me, well, what did you just say? What did I miss? Hello, Car Wash. How are you? How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you all. Hope everyone had a very wonderful resurrection weekend. Um, Yes, hey Resurrection Sunday. How are you from California? How's your day going? It is going amazingly well, and I hope all of you all's day is going well too. Yes, I am looking down because I have my computer down. I can see the chat just a little bit better. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Yes. Hey, Ann, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you, Miss Ann. How are you doing today? Hey, Catherine from North Carolina. Welcome in, neighbor. Yes, and Ann, welcome in, neighbor. Ann. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, 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 yes. First time making Pam's live. Okay. Yes, doing well. Fantastic, fantastic. Let me see here. There we go. Well, what I really wanted to mention to you all, I was in the grocery store the other day. Now, I'm not going to mention the name of this grocery store because I had a very in-depth conversation with one of their employees, and this really has nothing to do with that particular store. So I am not going to mention the store's name. However, this was one of their buyers for their supplies, the items they have on their shelf. This was a buyer. And I was in there looking at the olive oils. Now, this is a place that I typically buy my olive oil from on the regular. And I've bought many different kinds from there, but there's this one particular kind that only they carry, at least in my area. So I was searching and searching and searching, and I guess I was standing there so long. He came and asked me, "Can I help you?" You know, I was telling him, I'm looking for this particular one. And I explained. He said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "We haven't had that in for a while." I said, "I noticed." I said, "I've been coming and coming back and forth, and it's not there. What's going on with it?" And they actually have like a higher level of this same olive oil and then a lower level of the same olive oil, but it's like the same brand. Hey, Nikki, how are you? All right. And so I was wondering, I buy both kinds. I typically buy their higher. I just like the taste of it. It is amazing. The flavor is amazing. So I was saying, well, what's going on with it? Why? When are you guys going to have it in? Is it, we're going to get it back in, but for right now, we don't know exactly when we'll be able to get it. And I said, "Oh man, I really miss that flavor." I said, "I understand." I said, "Is it just that you're, backlog or whatever?" He said, "Well, production is slow when it comes to the olives and the production of the actual olive oils right now." So I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, that makes sense." I said, "Well, you don't have any rough idea of when it's going to be in or anything of that nature?" And he said, "No, we don't have any idea of when it'll be in, but keep checking back and feel free to call." I said, "Okay, I'll do that." So he said, "Well," he said, I might as well go ahead and tell you." I'm like, "Okay, wait, hold up. Tell me what? Tell me what?" And so he said that I wanted to tell you that when we do get it back in, it will not be the same. And I'm like, "Oh, are you guys changing your formula or something?" I just thought maybe they were, sometimes you take something out, you add something in, or you process something a little bit different, and it'll cause it to taste a little bit different. And so I wanted to know what it was. And he was kind of being vague. And I don't know if, by him being an employee, was he not supposed to be telling me this? Or I don't know. But he was hesitant at first. And so I egged him on and he finally spit it out. And he said, "Okay, now I'm gonna jump over here for a second because I want to remind you of something. Now on my cooking channel, I did a short video and I explained that when you're purchasing olive oil, you need to make sure it is a single estate with only like olives from one place, that it's not olives from all over the place, or it's not coming from this place and that place, and it's been combined." And that's what this olive oil was. It was from one estate, one type of olive, end of the olive oil. He said it won't be that way anymore. And he said for a while, you will probably be able to find single estate olive oil still on many shelves, and maybe for a while thereafter because people have it in their warehouse. He said, "But going forward," he said, "and when we get this back in, it will no longer be a single estate." And I'm like, "Well, why? Why not?" He said, "Because production is so slow. And with all the new expensive restrictions," I'm trying not to say certain words, but for all the expensive restrictions that are being placed on facilities and imports and exports, and you all know what I mean, it can no longer be produced in that manner." He said, "If you find it, you better get it." He said, "Because it won't be that way anymore." He said, like I said, he even said, even in other stores and other places, he says, unless you are in the place or the country where it's being produced and you get it that way, and you get some that way, that's the only way you're going to get it. And you may not get it then because they're not going to produce it that way anymore. So 95 to 97% of our olive oil is imported in. The highest place of production is Spain. Most people think it's Italy, but Spain is at the top of that list, okay? And then you have Italy and Greece coming in behind that as far as production and where it comes from. So we won't have single estate anymore. After a while, like you said, it will be there for a while. Oh my, hopefully that will work itself out. I don't know if it's going to work itself out or if it's going to be a change because he said it's cheaper that way to produce it that way, which I can see it being cheaper that way. Um, and if it's cheaper that way, they're going to probably go for whatever is the cheapest route, you know? I would imagine. Um, yeah, that's the same thing I said was wow. I was like dumbfounded. Um, because I thought to myself, okay, so what do we do? How do we know that we've got really good olive oil? That stuff is expensive. It's not something cheap that we can say, okay, well, you know, it's just a few bucks, so what? And the price will probably be higher, but it won't be a single estate for very much longer. Um, and I was just outdone from that. So I thought to myself, not to say any negative things about, yeah, we don't really think exactly. I'm not going to say anything else. And I, just because you said that one name in there, I am going to remove your message sneakers. No offense to you, but I'm not going to have, I don't want those words in the chat, okay? HSN right now, today's special coincidence, we have a 2-pack of Greek extra virgin olive oil, 2-pack for 54. Exactly. The name brand is called Thea. Just so happens it's on right now. I ordered it. Yes, I buy Spanish olive oil. What's the difference? If you don't mind me asking, it's just the difference in the oil. It's like the only way I can explain it is the difference in the varieties of the different olive oils would be the same for tomatoes or grapes or anything else. You have different types, and like you have a Roma tomato, you have a slicing tomato, you have a cherry tomato. They're all tomatoes, but because they're different tomatoes and they're grown differently, they taste differently. And that's the same thing with olives. Personally, I like Australian olive oil the very best. It is also the very hardest to find. But if I had a preference, that's what I would have. It would be Australian olive oil. Hey, Johnny Mac, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. I love how I always learn something. Oh, thank you, BK. I appreciate that. Each tree's olives are different as well. Exactly, just like each tomato plant is different. Each one is different, and so it's no different than that. And it's just as simple as that. Um, so we have to change with what's changing if we're going to use that. So what am I going to do? Um, my thought process is to, because what I was buying already for me was good and trusted for myself, I'm going to continue to buy that same brand, even if it is not from a single estate, in the hopes that they will find the best company to go with it. So even if it's not a single estate, the 2 or 3 estates that it's coming from, the different olives that are coming from will hopefully be treated the same, produced the same, organic in nature, all those things, and it'll still be okay. What I'm concerned about for right now mostly will be how is it going to taste? What's going to be the flavor profile of it? Because I don't know about you all, if you've ever tried and tasted different olive oils, it can be a world of difference. Because also while I was in the store, he was recommending a couple of other ones, and one was one from Greece, and he just loved it. He raved about it. And he even said, you want to taste it? I'll let you taste it. I'm like, sure, I'll taste it. And he was like, okay, you're going to have a little heat at the end, or a little pepper, not heat, but pepperiness at the end of it. And I tasted that, and I thought to myself, you really like this? That stuff was disgusting, okay? I was like, it was like $25 for the bottle. I'm like, I'm not buying this. I'm sorry, he opened it, but he asked. I didn't ask him to open it. I did not ask him to open it. He offered. So I felt kind of bad, but I was like, he was like, isn't that delicious? I was like, it's okay, but not my favorite. I was like, oh my God. No, 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 no. That was, yes, I was like, and that just goes to show you not to really take anything away from that particular, I don't even remember the brand name, but not to take anything away from that particular olive oil. It's all about everyone, all of us in here right now. Each of us have our own taste buds. And just because I may not like something or you may like it doesn't mean that it's not good or it's nasty because I don't like it. My taste bud is not your taste bud and vice versa. And because it's not, that doesn't mean it's not good. And I try to also tell people that, that cook something, if you're using something, just because somebody says, I don't like that, that doesn't mean it's not good. It means they don't like it. That's their taste buds. And the same thing with this olive oil. So, no disrespect or thought process or anything from the guy that was telling me this and giving me this information. But no. He should have given it to you for free. He could have, but I wouldn't have wanted it, anyway. But you know what? He could have kept it himself or something. I mean, this particular store, they don't mind if you want to taste something like that. They don't mind letting you taste it. So they must have something they do with it. Maybe their employees get it. Maybe he knew that because he loved that olive oil. And maybe he said, well, either she's going to buy it or I get to take it home. I don't know. I don't know, but I did. I wanted no parts of that, none whatsoever. Hey, broke, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. OG in the house. Um, he should have given it to you. Yes. What about olive oil from Jerusalem? I've heard that the olives there are the best. Curious. I have heard that too. I have not had any personally, but I have heard that. But again, if you are there, you probably will get a different olive oil than what may end up being imported. Okay? Because they have to make it reasonable to get it imported. So they have to do whatever they have to do to make it. You know how sometimes, take anything, take what? A bed frame. And it's been this beautiful, nicely carved bed frame. And then all of a sudden the wood gets cheaper. Okay? Because they have to find a way, maybe because shipping got too high for them to make it the way they originally made it when we knew about it or when it was first bought. And it was like, what happened here? Okay, so they're going to have to adjust. So the question lies is to how are they going to adjust and how is it going to affect us? All right, but to look at it, affordability is gone, production is gone, and demand. And demand. If those olive oil is expensive, period. Okay? So if prices have to be raised for compensation of what they need to do now, it's going to be astronomical. Now, they are sacrificing taste, they're sacrificing quality. I can imagine that if they didn't, they may not be able to sell it because it would be astronomical. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't see how production can be slower than it normally is. And when they say production, I'm not sure if they mean production as in growing it or in maybe the demand of it. Maybe they're not going to produce as much. Well, sometimes when you don't produce a lot of goods, then your prices are higher. Things that are minimal, if you find something and there's only 10 of it, it's going to cost way more than something where there's 100 of it. That's just general business. It's called something else, but I can't think of what it's called, but that's the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. Oh, you're so welcome, Laura. Yes, you are so welcome. So that's something to really take into consideration because I know most people If they don't use anything else, they'll use a little olive oil. Okay, they'll use it if it's not substituted for whatever olive or for whatever oil that they are using. Um, Olive oil is on most people's shelf. Um, so I was just outdone. I couldn't believe it when he said that. I couldn't believe it. It was just he literally told me, you're going to have to wait, and when you get it, it won't be the same. I was like, really? Really? And I don't know what made him open up. I don't know if I stood there so long because the area that I was in was not that large. And to be honest, there's no reason on earth why I needed to stand there that long to find what I needed. There was only about 6 rows from the top shelf to the bottom, and each one was filled with gaps of where this would have been. So it's not like I had this major choice, but I guess I was, I probably was just like, why isn't it here? Thinking to myself, not thinking I was being noticed or anything. I don't know if the man recognized me or not. I go in a lot of stores now and people recognize me. So I don't know if he recognized me or not and thought, well, I better tell her something, or I should tell her something, or I know who she is. I'm going to tell her something. I have no clue. I have no clue. But I didn't ask for the information. But he sure spilled the beans. But he seemed a little uneasy about spilling the beans. So I have to say, okay, now I still will go and do my research to see exactly how accurate it is. Now, I've done some research and I have found a lot of what he said seems to be correct going forward. I know it is for them and that store. Now, that I know for sure. Um, yes, I know it is for sure. Uh, for that particular store. Now, across the board, I can't guarantee it. I don't know if it is or not. I hope not. But it might be. But it might be. So I don't know how long it will take for warehouses to empty out and for the new products to come in. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to be looking and I'm going to be watching for that one particular olive oil. And when I find it, I'm buying it. And I've used this particular olive oil for a mighty long time, like years. So I know what it's going to taste like, or I know what it should taste like, or I know what it used to taste like. So I'm really going to be curious. But more than that, I'm curious because see, they have none. They have none in their warehouse. They have none, he said. So therefore, what comes in is going to be the new that he spoke about not being the same. But what I'm most curious about, and I can't wait to find out, is the back of that bottle, what it says. Is there going to be honesty on that? What is the back of that? So we need to pay attention to what we're reading on the back of the bottles. I want to see, especially if it's something that you use regularly. Over time, as you're buying it, keep looking at the back to see if it's going to say multiple estates. Now, it's not going to say those words, multiple estates, but it may say something like, Italy, Greece, Spain, or something. And you'll know it's from multiple places at that point. Exactly. Prices are going to make it higher on everything, including olive oil. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Lori, I am going to remove that particular comment just simply because I'm not using any of those words in my life. Okay? I'm just not. All right? I'm avoiding those words. So it has nothing to do with you, okay? Hey Cynthia, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Yes. No worries, Lori. I should have said that in the very beginning of the live. I wasn't even thinking about it. I really wasn't. Um, so yeah, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the chat. um, Going forward, what do you think about that? Yes, Sneaker says, I understand. Yes. Or are you guys heavy olive oil users? Are you all heavy olive oil users? And do you have a particular one? Um, like I said, my very, very favorite is Australian olive oil. That is the hardest olive oil to find. I rarely find it. And to be honest, I tried to order it from Australia once. I had found it. The price was okay. I put it in my cart and the shipping was like $300. And I politely removed it from my cart. I was like, and this was a while ago, so it had nothing to do with nothing, okay? This was a while ago. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to just keep searching for some Australian olive oil. I have not been able to find it. I have had it from the same store. They got it in under a limited supply. And had I known it was going to be a limited supply, I would have bought every single bottle they had. I would have bought and that's how much I like it. I would have bought every single bottle they had. It would have went in long-term storage because as long as it ain't open, ain't nothing gonna happen to it. And it just would have been there. And I just would have used it as I used it. Yes, 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 yes. I've seen advertisements for Garza olive oil from Spain. What do you think? You know, to me, it's all about the taste, the quality, and the look. I don't buy any olive oil that's not in a dark glass bottle. If it's in a plastic bottle, I'm not buying it, at least not for consumption. I might buy it to do a video if I need to say something about it, but it needs to be in a dark glass bottle. And then the taste has to be approved by each individual. So that means the taste has to be approved by you because you might like Greek olive oil. I might like Spanish olive oil. I might like Italian olive oil. You might like Italian olive oil. I might, like I said, I like Australian olive oil. So first and foremost, go by the taste and what you're using it for. Are you cooking with it? Are you using it just strictly to drizzle on salads or vegetables or something like that as a finishing oil? All of that makes a difference too. We use olive oil as our primary oil, but I'm pretty sure it is a blend. I don't think we are going for quality oil. I just learned about single estates, etc. in this live. Yes, I did a short video explaining about the single estate olive oil a while back. That's on my cooking channel. And Danya says, I said this some time ago. We're going to have to make a lot of things from scratch again. Wish we could do. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, we are. Anything that you can make from scratch doesn't have to be food related, but anything that you can make from scratch, or I tell people this all the time, especially about gardening. You may not like to garden, you may not want to garden, but for the sake of yourself and your family, even if you do not want to grow your own food and you have no reason or no anything to grow your own food and you have never gardened before, then you need to get a pot and you need to learn how. Just because if you ever have to, you don't want to wait until something happens and you need to do something. At least learn how to do it. There's plenty of things that I don't grow in my garden simply because we don't eat it. Them potatoes, I'm not growing potatoes. I'm not growing squash. I'm not growing zucchini. I'm only growing one type of bean. Why? Because we don't eat that many potatoes. I'm not growing corn. If you go back and look at some of my videos on the Scaredy Cat Garden, I have grown tall stalks of corn. I have grown potatoes. I've grown sweet potatoes. I've grown it all. So if I have to grow it, I know what to do to grow it. But we don't consume those things enough for me to grow it. That's the only reason why I'm not growing it. We just don't. So I don't. Um, hey, Nikki, I think I just spoke to you, but I'm not sure. Hey, Nikki, welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to try and I will let you know. They have three types, one for drizzling and one for high heat cooking. Yes, my flower garden now is a vegetable garden with beneficial flowers. Absolutely, yes, you are telling the truth. It is much better for you. And it does. It's much better for you and it does save you a lot of money. But I tell you, there are a lot of people that just like, I don't want nothing to do with gardening. I'm like, that's fine, but you need to learn how because food is survival. Okay, it's not about what you want to do. And you can learn how to do it on a very small scale. You don't have to, as long as it starts to grow and you get the general concept and you know what to do. And the main thing is also knowing, figuring out what foods will grow the fastest that my family likes. And those are the ones you want to make sure you know how to grow. Or if it's something that you're going to grow, but it's not a family favorite, but you all will eat it. Because if push come to shove, you're gonna eat some things you ain't never thought about you eating. Somebody might fry up some bugs. If they put the right seasoning on it and hand it to you and it don't look like a bug no more because it's got all this crust on it, you probably go like, yum yum. I'm just saying. You're gonna be like, this is good, girl. What is this? I'm like, oh, just something I made up. Yes. You're gonna be all up in there asking for some ketchup. Oh my God, curate crickets. I know, right, Nikki? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, container gardening nowadays really got it going on, especially those who are limited on space. Those are important. Yes, I love my little small. I just did a video over there on Scaredy Cat Garden. My whole garden is 8 by 20. That's it. And I got over 50 plants in there. I got 8 fruit trees in there. I got so much stuff in there. And I still got places to walk around. I can walk around my whole garden. But which means if necessary, I could put more pots in there. Oh, girl, you crack me up. I'm just saying, you get hungry enough, you eat whatever. I know, right, Wanda? People be telling me, I'm not gonna eat that, or I don't want that. I'm like, let me get my hands on it and get and fry some up for you, okay? You ain't gonna be able to identify it. If you can't identify it and I don't tell you what it is, you're gonna be munching on it. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. When you give me enough bugs and you crunch them up enough, you have some ground bugs. Make a burger out of it. Oh my God, y'all got me cracking up over here. Bug burger. Okay, well, they got bean burgers. We're going to have a bug burger. All right. At the end of the day, we be living. Past the beaver, but I know, right, Nikki? Oh my God. I know, but it cracks me up when I hear people say that, oh, I'm not going to eat that. I don't care what goes on. I'm like, yes, you will. Extra protein, I know, Laura. Laura says extra protein. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, that is so funny. But you do. And that's just not food related. That's anything, okay? I mean, if you don't know how to sew anything, find you a button and a piece of cloth and see if you can get that button on the cloth. Okay? Whatever it is you can't do, try to do it. All right? If it's for life, if it's for living, just see what you can do while you don't have to. That's the key, okay? Make you some soap, make you some this, make you some that. Just try it, all right? Because you do not need it. And that is so important. You don't wait until you need something or wait until something happens to learn how to do something, okay? It may take you longer because you don't know how to do it. Or you might be like, this is too difficult. I'm not doing this again. It's not for you to do again. But if you ever have to, okay? That's the key. Those people have never been really, I know that's right, Cynthia. They ain't never been really hungry. Because when you get really, really hungry, you be like, that was good. What was it? Yes, we just don't know what starvation. We don't. Nikki, we really don't. That's one word that's way overused in everybody's vocabulary. When you get hungry, especially if you haven't eaten like all, for one thing, we're not accustomed to fasting. But if we get that little hunger headache coming on or something, or you get tension because you hungry. First thing out your mouth, I'm starving. You ain't starving. You don't know what the word means. You ain't starving, okay? All of us, I don't care how skinny you are, all of us got enough fat on ourselves to last a few days, okay? Some of us can last a few months. I'm just, I'm just saying. Oh my God, y'all got me cracking up over here. Chocolate covered ants and stuff. Yes, frog legs. See? Alligator, snake, buffalo. Laughing my butt off. I'll eat to live. I know that's right. Oh, the Joe gonna have some raccoon snacks. Oh, Joe, you gonna have some raccoon snacks. A few months. I know, right? Lori say, just went to a candle making class for the first time and made my first candle. Everybody loved the combination scent I made going back. See? That's what I'm talking about, Lori. Yes, when I pray over my food, that's it. I don't worry about it. There you go. There you go. Oh, Joe said, I'll eat it. I know you will. Be okay. Sell all raccoon snacks. Y'all killing me. Oh, my goodness. That is hilarious, but it's true. It's so true. That's the Oh my goodness. Yes. I think we will all eat whatever we have to eat if it comes to that. If it ever comes to that. I hope it don't come to that in my lifetime, okay? But it's not like I ain't never been hungry. And I tell people that all the time too, okay? If you haven't experienced really needing to eat, if you haven't experienced having zero, all you need to do is keep on living. Keep on living, child, because everything comes around in a 20-year cycle. Everything. Music comes around in a 20-year cycle. Clothing and fashion comes around in a 20-year cycle. Debt and collection comes around in that 20-year cycle. The failure of banks, the fall of real estate, the rise of real estate, the rise of banks, the rise of the economy, the fall of the economy comes around in a 20-year cycle. Think back, if you are old enough to think back 20 years, think about what was going on. And if you can't figure it out, Google what was happening. All you need to do is Google headlines for major headlines in March of whatever 20 years ago was. I can't count, so I ain't gonna even try to do the math. Y'all, everybody in this live and everybody that's listening and everybody that know me, know the only time I do math is when I'm in the kitchen and I'm measuring. I can do math like that. Otherwise, 2 plus 2 is 5. So 20 years ago, you do that math. I'll leave that part to y'all, okay? 20 years ago. And Google those headlines and see what was going on and see, has that not come back around? Everything comes around in a 20-year cycle. And if you haven't experienced it, you're either not old enough or just keep on living. Keep on living. You know, a lot of people ask me all the time, how do you know all this stuff, tips, tricks, and hacks? Because at some point in time, 90% of it I had to learn. 90% of it I didn't have a way to open a can because I have a can opener. Didn't have a screwdriver. So I got to get this can open because my baby got to eat. Okay? Figure it out. You figure it out. All right? And so 90% of the stuff that I talk about on my other channels, I've been there, done that. How do you know these things? Keep living. Hey, JT Jr., welcome in, welcome in. Yes. Must be our similar age. Probably so. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, Joe putting up that 2-ingredient bread. See, yes, there you go. Jackson says, hi, Pam, you have been a lifesaver from my garden because me being a teenager, I did not know where to start. Fantastic. I am so glad. I remember the comment you said that your starts took off. I remember that, and I am so glad. Yes. Keep growing. See, by the time you get my age, you're going to be professional grower. You're going to know all the little tricks and things of the trade because you're a teenager. You're doing it now. You're doing it now. So you're going to learn everything, and you're going to know it by the back of your hand. You will know it. Yes. But you are telling the truth. I saw a girl with clam diggers on. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. It's going to come around. That's all you got to do is wait long enough. Wait long enough. Yes. And then you go back and the things you had to go through. You don't always look at them as bad times or this happened or that happened. Look at the positive in it. What did you learn? Okay? What experience have you gained? What knowledge do you gain? What do you have? And the thing about it is us, me, people of my age, are not passing that information down. They're acting like it's a shame to have not had, to have not been able to do, to not know. And so therefore you don't tell the younger generation, and the young generation comes up and they don't have a clue. And this is another reason why I do the tips, tricks, and hacks, because they will be there long as the internet and YouTube is there, prayerfully in the channel. It'll be there. It's evergreen. And if somebody needs to know how to do something, you ain't always got brown sugar. You ain't always got powdered sugar. Who going to the store on Christmas Eve when you trying to bake a cake to get some powdered sugar when you got some regular sugar in your house? And if you look at the back of the bag, it says sugar and cornstarch. That's it. That's it. But the younger people would never think to look on the back of the bag. They look on the back of the bag for what? Reading is fundamental. All right, sneakers, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Have a blessed evening. Tell me taste with turkey towns out next time I see you, husband. All right, let me know how it works. Let me know how it works. Yes, have you thought about writing a book with all? I have, and I am talking to a couple of people about doing just that as we speak. I have, King Buddha. Yes, I have. Exactly, Pam. This generation thinks that what is happening is new. They sure are. They sure are. Yes, ingredients where I know, right, Nikki? They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. And if we don't tell, it's our responsibility to tell them. And if we don't tell them, how would they know? Okay? How would they? They're going if we don't tell them, they're going to have to do a lot of the things that some of us had to do. Now, I was told a lot of stuff. I was taught a lot of stuff. But as I got older, I experienced my own set of trials and tribulations that I had to learn from. Yes, Danya says, I am 77 years old and I am glad I hung with my grandmother, mother, and older women in the neighborhood. They had Sunday night knit crochet and knit group. Absolutely. Yes, yes. Now, see, that was something knitting and crocheting. I have crocheted a couple of things. Those things are still on my gardening channel. Bless her soul, bless her heart. Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor. Had it not been for her, she's in here somewhere. Had it not been for her, I would have never even learned to crochet. That's not what my people did. However, my father was a tailor and my mother sewed too. My mother could make clothes from hands and my father sewed a sewing machine. So myself, from the time I started, before I started high school, I probably was about 7 or 8 when I started sewing on a sewing machine. Throughout my entire high school years, I made every single thing I wore. I couldn't crochet and I couldn't knit, but I could sew. I made everything except my coats and my jeans. Okay? And it probably wasn't that I couldn't make them, but the material was so high because it was so heavy. My mama was like, we ain't buying that. But my prom dress, all of that stuff, I made everything. Everything I ever wore to school from the time I started high school to the time I graduated, including my graduation outfit. Okay? So you we have to learn something. We have to learn something. And now, I mean, I can't crochet like old Joe the Crochet and Sailor and nobody else in here that be crocheting. Now, it take me a whole 3 months to make one hat, but I can. If I had to, I can. I might have to frog it 50 times, but I can. Yes, I was sewing since I was 10, made my clothes, and eventually my son. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. A book would be a blessing, says Jean. Yes, I am working on it, working on it. Sign me up for your book. I am for sure. Are there any new products that are coming up for the Pam's Preps line? I, Surprisingly, you would ask that, Jackson. I am working on a garlic, an herb, a garlic herb seasoning. I am working on a garlic herb seasoning as we speak. So that will be the next one. I'm also working on barbecue sauce and a barbecue seasoning. So those will be the next three things in that particular line. Yes. Resurrection Sunday says, I'm in my 50s and still learning every day. I love you so much for sharing your wisdom and knowledge about everything. You are so welcome. Keep learning. I am still learning. You know what? You try to learn something new every day, every single day. Try to learn something new. Okay. For me, a lot of the things that I'm still learning, not still learning, but that I am learning come in the what? The technology field, things of that nature. I've had so many people ask me, I know you got a crew. No, I ain't got no crew. I have an iPhone and a microphone. That's it. I do all my videos. I do everything. I do not even own a camera. Okay? I have my iPhone and I have a microphone. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning even when it comes to editing. Even though I've been using the same editor for the last 5 years, they keep changing. Okay? As soon as I know I got this, I can edit this now. Here it come, you log in and it's been changed again. Just like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of these platforms. It is nothing for you to log in and something didn't change, moved, or they done added something, took something away. Gotta keep looking. Yes, Nikki. Phone and a microphone, and that's it. That's it. No, nothing else. I have challenges in learning anything with a pattern, but I know enough to fix my clothes and lines. Absolutely. And will never have to be naked. There you go. I believe Trader Joe's has an Australian olive oil. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Hey, LaDonna from Kentucky. Yes, yes, yes. I grew up learning, Jean says, I grew up learning from my grandmother, so many memories to cherish and pass to my boys. They can teach their kids. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. And boys need to learn as much as the girls. I don't know where people get off thinking the boys don't need to know how to sew and cook. They not gonna marry a maid. They're gonna marry a spouse. So they need to learn how to wash their clothes, cook their food, and clean their house. It's real simple. Hey, Sue. Yes, yes, yes. They need to learn how to do all of that just like we do. Yes, they do. hmm So, yes, that is the biggest thing that I think everybody can do when it comes to prepping and being ready for whatever is to truly be ready. And the only way you can truly be ready is to learn as much as you can learn about anything you don't personally know. Okay? Yes, one of your short videos mentioned you should always have a bit of cash. Since then, I make sure I have some cash on hand. What if something happened and I couldn't get cash? Absolutely. Absolutely have some cash on hand. And I would advise anybody to have as much cash as possible on hand because you know what? Why am I trusting somebody else? Think about this. Think about this. You're going to put your money in the bank. The bank going to hold on to it. Okay, so the bank is holding on to it. Why can't you hold on to it? Okay, you say, well, I'm going to earn interest. If you think you earning a little, what, 2, 3, 4% interest, if that much, how much you think they uh, interest they making by holding it for you and giving you pennies? Okay, I'd rather let it depreciate. Besides that, you have no control over when they open. You have no control over when they close. You have no control over when they close down. You have no clothes over FDIC saying your money is insured, but then when something happens, how long do you have to wait to get your money? And this is why people tell you all the time, do not use your bank card. If you have a credit card, I don't care if it's a prepaid credit card, if you have a credit card and you use your credit card, you don't use your credit card, you say, well, I don't want that interest. You ain't gonna have that interest. Leave your money in the bank, use that credit card, and when you get home, you log into your bank and you pay the credit card. It ain't no difference than if you spent the money in the store. There is no interest. But what happens is, if anything goes wrong with that card, anybody gets hold of that card, anybody walk past you with this new swipe, get your card information, and you have an issue, that credit card will stop it immediately. You will not have to be responsible for that money, and your bank is going to tell you to wait 10 to 21 days while they investigate. While you waiting that 10 to 21 days, you ain't got nothing. But if you had used the credit card and they stopped it, even if they say, we're going to just take this credit card and what? I was going to say make it go away. Not make it go away. Terminate it. I can't even think the word I'm trying to say. Take this card and terminate it. You still got your money. But if you spend your money off your bank card, not only that, if they do get hold to it, then they have access to all of your money. Your credit card is limited. Now, you may say they may have access to all my money, but I don't have that much money. You may not have that much money today, but you might have that much money tomorrow because you don't know what God gonna do tomorrow. So use the credit card. If you ain't got a credit card, you need to go get one, even if it's a prepaid one. I'm just saying, stop using your bank card. People carry around their bank cards. Take the bank card. Get the bank card from the bank. You might need it, but don't use it. And always, how many? Most of you all have you ever been in a place, a regular store, and they got signs up, cash only because the system is down? Or what happens when the storm comes up and you can't use any systems, or something goes wrong and you can't get to an ATM, you can't use anything because it's all locked up for whatever reason. It's down, the systems are down and you can't use it, okay? You need to have some cash. That's a pet peeve of mine. I ain't going nowhere. If I got to take pennies, I'm taking my pennies, okay? Yes, Heidi says, so true, credit card protection. There you go, credit card protection. Only use credit card, debit card info, stolen one, and then never get used. Yeah, absolutely. Be encouraged to do new things, even if you didn't get something right. The first time, keep trying. My son and I tried building a gazebo, and it didn't work. Like the videos, we made it our own. Absolutely. It's more than one way to skin a cat. Just put it up there and do the best you can do, as long as it's a gazebo or something that's got a top. It's got a few sides to it and some seating in it. Boom. You can find just about any and everything on YouTube. We have no excuse. That's right, Nikki. My grandmother was a lifesaver because I got a lot of stuff from her. Absolutely. Yes. Nikki said, throw some Tabasco sauce on them. Thanks. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I always say that. Johnny Mac says my grandma. Oh, Johnny Mac was the one that says that. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, keep cash on you at all times. I don't care. Like I said, if I got to take a jar of pennies, all right? Pennies spend. Somebody might not want them. They might not want them, but they spend, all right? They add up. Get 100, you got $1. That's this period. So absolutely, we have to think about things that we do think. And if somebody else is constantly telling you, oh, put your money in the bank, come and join our bank and it's secure. Why do, and another thing, this upsets me. Why? If I got X amount of dollars in the bank, why do I need to tell you what I need my money for? I worked for my money. You didn't. What I do with it ain't your business. Now tell me what you doing with your money. Tell me your name. I don't know you. They up there with one name on the tag. Ain't nowhere you going. It's got nobody's first and last name on that tag. But when something to happen, they want to know all your, what is your name? What is your last name? What is this? What is that? I don't know you. I don't know you. Why do I have to do that? And then if you go over a certain dollar amount, then they want to tell you, oh, we got to tell the IRS or the FCDI or the HOB, whoever they telling, okay, what the money is used for and why you need this money. It's my money. I worked all week for it. So no, you can't hold my money. I don't trust you. I don't know you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Get some gold and silver as well. It's affordable. If you can only get cheaper studs for children, buy it piece by piece. It will adequate. It sure will. Lori says, thanks. Exactly. That's right. I got my lotto tickets with some of my cash today. Hope I win a little something, something. Girl, no, you don't. No, you don't, Ola Joe. You do not. Ola Joe. Now you know. You do not wish you win a little something, something. Y'all wish I hit the jackpot. Okay. Don't be, because words is powerful. Don't be over there talking about, I wish I win a little something, something. I wish you win a big something, something. Come on now. You want to win the mega pot, whatever the mega pot is. Ain't no wishing no little pot. What you wishing for? $1? You wishing to go cash it in and get $10? No, come on now, Ola Joe. Hey. Hey, Deku, how are you? Good evening, good evening. Win that lottery. I know, right? Resurrection, win the whole thing. Yes, 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 yes. Are you looking for taste testers? LaDonna says, are you looking for taste testers? I am not at this particular point in time, but I will keep you in mind. I know, right, Nikki? Think big. Think big. Yes, that's right. I watch you all the time. And by the way, how do you order your products? There's a link at the top of the screen. Ola Joe has put a link in the chat and I pinned it to the top of the screen. It's probably black or blue on your device at the very, very top of the screen. If you click that link, it'll take you right to my website where all the products are. I'm being modest. Sorry, chef and all. I know that's right, girl. This ain't no time to be modest. Come on. We want the big pot. Yes. We want the big pot. We don't want no little something. So she said, I'm hoping I win a little something, something, girl. You better put that modest back in the closet. Come on now. Oh my God, y'all got me cracking up over here. That is too funny. That is too funny. She just put the link back in the stream again for the seasonings. Yes, yes, Yawanda cracking up. Gotta run. All right, Cynthia, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna be on here much longer. But oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to go back up and see if I missed anything. Yes. BOK says, you gave me all the laughs. I have to jump off and get this dinner going, but I am very glad I caught this. Thanks, BOK. I'm not going to be on here but another minute or so. I'm getting ready to get off of here myself. Yeah, I've been on here about an hour, and that's all I wanted to do. That is hilarious. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, my God. That is so hilarious. LaDonna says, my 3 brothers are the cooks in the family. Awesome. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, yes. And that's another thing. I'm going to say this last little rant. Y'all got me ranting tonight. I'm going to say this last little rant. She said my 3 brothers. That's another thing. If you all notice that the cooking industry and restaurants and chefs and things like that, it's really a male-dominated area. But what gets me is, why is it a male-dominated area when if you ask all those men that are chefs, oh, how did you learn to cook? More than half of them. Well, more than half. First thing they say, my family, my mother, my grandmother. So you learn to cook from a woman, but it's a dominated field. Okay? That needs to be explained to me. Exactly, Nikki, my mama. Yes, amen. You are always supposed to learn something from every situation in life. Just keep living. That's all you got to do is keep living. Yes. with the product import issues, do you have a recommendation on coffee? I don't have a recommendation on coffee, but I will tell you the best coffee to drink is organic because coffee can have a lot of toxins in it, a lot. You want organic and do not go higher than medium roast. Okay? And if you can find coffee that is shade growing, so do your little research because if you got to pay for it, you might as well pay for the best. You want shade grown, medium roast, organic coffee. That is by far, it has a lot of health benefits and you avoid the toxins that are in regular coffee. Johnny Mac says the bank lends your money out and makes money on your money and pays you a small. Ain't that the truth, Johnny? You said a word. That's right. I still hear my mom while I'm cooking. Yes. Okay, Pam, something is wrong with that script. With what script? Lori says, okay, Pam, something is wrong with that script. What script? Tell me, Lori, tell me. What script? She says something's wrong with that script. What script? What I say? What script? Tell me, Lori, tell me. I'm waiting to see what Lori says is wrong with that script. She said, okay, Pam, something is wrong with that script. I want to know. Oh, you must be talking about when I said that the men always say they learn from the women in their family or something. Shade grown, medium roast coffee. That's right, shade and or on the shade grown medium roast coffee, either caffeine, either decaffeinated or regular caffeine has both. They will have both amazing health benefits. So if you can't drink the ones with caffeine, just get you some decaffeinated. Just make sure it's shade grown, medium roast, and organic. Yes, Haha was cracking up too. Thanks. Hubby likes dark roast. Was the longer it is roasted, the less nutrients it will have. That's why you don't want to go further than medium roast. You're losing your benefits on that dark roast. Men taking over. I know, right, Lori? That's the same thing I said. What's wrong with that script? That's the same thing I said. I thought that's what you meant. May God bless your hands mightily in Jesus' name. May His spiritual bless upon your life. May the spirit of unusual favor rest upon you in Jesus' name. Hey, divine forever. Yes, Surgeon says, got it. Thanks. Yes, that would be the goal. So look it up. I have a couple of brands that I buy that are like that. One is called, I think it's called Golden. I'm trying to look at sitting over. Golden Valley is one, and another Golden Valley. Let me see. Let me look at it and see if that's one that I have just started buying from because I can order it. Let me make sure that's right. Golden Valley Coffee. Yep. Golden Valley Farms Coffee. Golden Valley Farms Coffee and Dr. Living Good coffee. So let's see. Golden Farms. Golden Valley. Golden Valley Farms Coffee. And Dr. Living Good is a doctor that is on YouTube. Dr. Living Good. So you can look him up on him. I get a lot of his products. His coffee is amazing. He has one that has moringa in it, and it is delicious. Thank you. Yes. Nikki says, take it. Thanks, Nikki. All right. Thank you so much. King Buddha says, I used ChatGPT to generate recipes yesterday. I asked it to make me a Jamaican jerk chicken recipe. I made it, and it was delicious. It was my first time making jerk. Awesome. That's amazing. Wonderful. Pam, so good catching up with you. I have to go see you again. All right. Thank you so much. Golden Valley Farms coffee. Yes. And Dr. Living Good coffee. Absolutely. Both of those. Yes. And I am going to let you all go too because I don't want to keep you all too much longer. I have a couple of more topics like this. So y'all might see me pop up again soon because I got a couple more things I need to talk about like that. Oh, but thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me today. If you are not subscribed, take a second and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers together. And don't forget to check out my other channels, Cooking at Pam's Place, trying to get to 1.5 million over there, Pam's POV. I am trying to get to 500,000 over there. And at the Scaredy Cat Gardener. I am trying to get to 100K on there because I need another plaque. I need a Scaredy Cat Gardener plaque, y'all. I think I need 15 more thousand people or 16 more thousand people. So I need a plaque. I'm obsessed with the plaques. Don't ask me why. I just love them. Oh my goodness. So you all have a very blessed evening. Thank you all so much. Mods, thank you so much for being here and helping me with the chat. I really do appreciate each and every one of you all. And I will see you next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye. Here we go.